Spiritually inspired, spiritually engaged, understanding purpose, beautifully made.
Good morning. I hope everybody's doing okay today. Yesterday we talked about remembering Jesus. A few devotionals ago, we spoke about God disciplining his children. Well, I want to talk about Job, and I feel as though we're going to deal with him all this week. So we're going to start with Job, the first chapter in the 8th verse. This is the New International Version. Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." Amen. Okay, so remember we were talking about when God has to chastise his children, which is us. He doesn't do it out of hate or anger. He loves us. Well, I want to talk about Job. What if your life is blameless and sin-free? The way that Job had it going on. He had everything.
Everything.
So we're going to talk about what happens sometimes in life when you get hit from every direction. What are you going to do? So basically, it starts off with explaining who Job was. He was a righteous man, blameless. He never did anything wrong. He was very prosperous. He had a big family, like 7 children, I believe, or 10 children. He had a lot of children. He had land, all of that. So one day, Satan goes to court, and he's talking to God, and he's saying, "I'm patrolling the earth, just seeing what's going on." And then that's when God, in his confident wisdom, brings up Job to the devil. And so I want you guys to think about your own lives. When you truly can say with all honesty, "I'm living the best life God has given me. I'm doing the best I can according to God's will, according to God's purpose." You're living like that, and then suddenly a domino falls. You know the domino effect, when you have all the dominoes put up and then one falls, it hits the other, and then suddenly everything falls down. So have you ever been in that type of situation in your life where everything is great, awesome, wonderful, and suddenly one thing happens, and before you can handle that one thing, another thing happens. Before you can handle that thing, another thing happens. Well, our wonderful friend Job went through all of that and then some. God had so much confidence in his servant Job that he said to Satan, he was like, "Okay, well, go ahead and test and tempt my servant Job, and watch how he responds." Because the devil was saying,
The only reason Job is good is because you've given him everything. I mean, why wouldn't he be unhappy? Why wouldn't he do this? Why wouldn't he do that?
and we say that sometimes to people as well, like, the only reason you're happy is because XYZ. So God said, "Oh, okay. So let's take all of that away from him." So this first part talks about taking away his possessions. So not his physical self. God said, "Do not harm him physically, but you can do everything else." So that's what happens. He oh my gosh. Job basically becomes homeless. All his land, his animals, his stock, his herds, everything, it just gets wiped out suddenly. And I want us to kind of think about, reflect on being in that situation. If you've been in that situation, what was your response at that time? If you're currently in that situation, what is your response? How are you responding to all of these crazy things? I want to encourage you all. We're not going to go over everything today with Job, because I think we're just going to do little tidbits. But I want to encourage you to start reading it so you'll understand what I'm talking about as each day progresses. But also I want to encourage you in that you should be celebrating, you should be rejoicing in God despite whatever you're going through, despite what's been taken away from you, even if it was suddenly. Remember that God is still there with you. He's not just going to allow things to happen to you and then he just abandons you. No. He wants you to show your faith and to remain humble towards him and to
Say, "Okay, God, I don't know what's going on. My life is crazy, but I'm still going to trust you because you know best. Daddy knows best."
So as you're going on throughout this day, if you're in that position as Job was, where all of his possessions were just taken away. I mean, he's physically okay, but just everything around him that means a lot to him, that he values, is just kind of just getting chopped down. remember that God is still with you during all of those situations. He hasn't abandoned you yet. So just reflect on that today as we prepare to continue on Job's story, because if you don't know, we're gonna go over how did he respond, and we're gonna get into that tomorrow, Lord willing. If we're still here, we're gonna get into that. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Amen. You have any prayer requests, let me know. And remember, we're going to be dealing with Job this week. If you want to dig in, I would recommend at least reading the first 5 chapters. At least, okay, at the very minimum, read the first chapter of Job. And then you'll kind of understand what we're going to be going over these next few days. So everyone have a beautiful day. And remember, if you are at the beginning of your domino effects where they're kind of tipping over, remain faithful to God. He has you. He's not going to let you completely fall with your face in the dirt. You're going to stumble, yes, but God is not going to let you completely fall. He's going to hold out his right victorious hand and catch you. Okay, I need to stop. But I'm just saying, God, he has us. He has us. So have a beautiful day, lovelies, men and women in alike. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed.